You as a doctor want to move to the Netherlands. It's an excellent option. Doctors are the highest paid occupation in the Netherlands and its healthcare system is among the top ones. And more importantly, doctors are needed. But how should you do it? Watch this video till the end to learn how you can emigrate to Netherlands as a doctor. Hey everyone, I'm Behna from the Visa Library. This channel gives visa information and the latest news and updates. First things first, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell and download the free cheat sheet my team has prepared from the link in the description. You should follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get the latest visa news and updates. Now, let's begin. For the first step, let me ask you a question. Who is eligible to move and work as a doctor in the Netherlands? Well, not everyone. You must be qualified and meet the standards. Here they are. The first requirement is Dutch language proficiency. Being fluent in the Dutch language is a must. Forget working in the Netherlands and speaking English. There are some tests in Dutch and English, but you must provide a Dutch language certificate proficiency. To be qualified, you would better begin practicing Dutch early as it takes time to master it. The second requirement is to have related certificate and diploma. You must have a valid educational degree in medicine or a related subject. You must have completed your education and passed the required tests to become a licensed doctor in your home country. It's a must to have related work experience as well. The third requirement is to register in the big register process. You must register with the Dutch officials and get your certificate recognized. It's necessary to send them all of your documents, diploma and transcripts. Also, send them any documents of internship or tests you have passed to become a doctor. There are also exams you must pass that are part of the recognition process. I'll explain them a bit later. Now that you know the eligibility principles, let me tell you one point. There are a few occupations that are protected titles in the Netherlands. You must get approval and recognition from the Dutch government to work there. Doctors, dentists, nurses, and some others are in this list. You can see the full list of them in the Visa Library article. The link is in the description. Now let's get to know the process you have to follow to become a doctor in the Netherlands. For the first step, you must get your educational certificate and diploma from your home country. If you have not completed your education in the Netherlands, you must get it from your home country or a foreign one and receive all the required documents. Then you must learn the Dutch language. The authorities require you to master Dutch and become fluent in understanding patients. Doctors must have a CEFR C1 level. It doesn't matter what course book you study, you just need to reach the C1 level and get fluent in Dutch. If you don't know where to begin, we have introduced some Dutch courses in the Visa Library article. They help you begin studying in Dutch. After you get the language proficiency certificate, you must gather your educational documents, diploma, transcripts, and the exam results you have passed to send for recognition. You must gather the documents for every education, training, fellowship, and work experience. Remember an essential point. You must have all of your documents translated into English or Dutch by a verified translation office. You can save time and gather your documents while studying or getting work experience. During the fellowship, it will speed up the process. This is a sample list of supporting documents you must send for recognition. 1. Completed application form, declaration of professional competence or recognition of professional qualifications. 2. The special application form or appendix for your profession. 3. Completed profession-specific appendix. 4. Certified copy of the diploma of the vocational training. 5. Certified copy of the course overview of the vocational training. 6. Certified copy of the training program. 7. Certified copy of a valid proof of identity. 8. A statement of competence. 9. Evidence that show the content level of Dutch language skills. You might have to submit further supporting documents like your CV, certified copy of front and back page of your residence permit, certified copy of the certificate or diploma of your training to become legally recognized specialist, certificate or diploma of courses of training in your field, an employer's statement about your practical experience or professional experience. You must visit the Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sport website to download the application form or appendix. The link is in the description. It gives you a detailed list of supporting documents that you have to submit. When you have prepared all the documents, you must send them to the Dutch officials at their address. The other thing you have to do is to create an account on the big register. The link is in the description. Once the Dutch officials receive your documents, they will notify you through the Big Register account. If they need further documents or one part is missing, they will inform you to submit it. Once the Dutch officials send you a message, you will receive an email. Then you have to check your account to see what it is. They have instructions on creating your account and re-entering it once you have a new message. You will receive a confirmation of receipt within 2 weeks. If any documents are missing, you will be notified. After you send the documents and complete the application, you must pass the AKV language test. You will receive an invitation to take the test in your account and the related information. You will also receive a unique access code that you need to register for the exam on the Babbel website. The test is to evaluate your Dutch and English language proficiency in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. IELTS 6.5 and TOEFL 600 and the Dutch B2 or C1 level skills are enough to pass the test. If you have an IELTS, TOEFL or Cambridge certificate, you may be eligible for an exemption from the English component of the AKV test. The test also assesses your knowledge and understanding of the Dutch healthcare system. There are 4 parts in 2 sessions with the AKV test. The test session 1. The first part of this session is a reading comprehension test and a writing task about a medical topic. Then you have a presentation in the Q&A form with time limits. Q&A is a situation in which a person or group asks questions and the other person or group answers them. The second part is writing HPI. As you know, it stands for History of Present Illness. It's a description of the development of the patient's present illness. The third part is an English language test. The fourth part is a multiple choice exam that examines your knowledge of the Dutch public healthcare system. Remember that this part is in Dutch. There is also a fee for the test that you must pay as well. Academic proficiency, €530. MBO and HBO proficiency, €190. You must look at the refund policy if you want to cancel or change the exam date. If you cancel it on the exam date, you will not get your money back. The website registration for the AKV language test and see the available dates is in the description. All the information you must know about the test and the location to take is in the letter you will receive in your Big Register account. The result of the test determine whether you receive a declaration of professional competence and whether additional education is required or not. After you pass the AKV test, you have 1 year to take the BI exam. Only doctors, dentists, and nurses must pass the BI test, and the other professions do not need to take it. The test consists of 3 exams that evaluate your knowledge of medical and clinical skills: the DKV, VJT, and DKK. There are 3 rounds of tests every year and you must book them in advance. Remember that you need at least 6 months to prepare for a BI medical exam. The time you need to prepare is up to your knowledge and understanding. You might have to spend more time. The cost of the exam is different for the professions, but doctors have to pay about €1,700 for it. Doctors and dentists have to pass basic knowledge and clinical knowledge that both of them are in writing. They also have to take a skill test with test subjects. After you take the BI test, it takes up to 3 months for the Dutch officials to assess your application and decide on it. You must wait until they complete the assessment. The committee considers many factors during the evaluation process. Among several factors, they decide whether your education is equivalent to a Dutch program in terms of content and level. If the qualification and content of your diploma satisfy them, they recognize your education. If not, they will check whether your different education, training, or work experience fills the lack of education. So you must send every additional document, training, education, courses, and work experience. The CBGV committee decides whether you need an additional training or adaptation period to get a certificate of professional competence. You will receive the response in your account. Remember that you have only 2 weeks to respond to the decision. If you do not respond, you will automatically receive the final decision after 2 weeks. If you have received a negative decision on your application, it indicates that your diploma hasn't been recognized. You won't be able to work in the Netherlands as a doctor. If you think the decision is wrong and you disagree with it, you have the opportunity to object. Remember that you only have 6 months to object to the committee's decision. You must object through the Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sport website. The link is in the description. If you have received a positive response, your certificate of professional competence is accepted. They will tell you how to complete the rest of the process. You have to take an internship or clinical work under supervision in the Netherlands. The officials will tell you how long you have to take the course in the Netherlands. Also, you will know about the type of clinical experience you have to take. For instance, you have to take 3 months of internship in this particular field related to your occupation or another field. You will get an electronic copy of the exam results as well. Before you find an internship, you must have a big number or restricted big registration number to take your internship in the Netherlands. The request is different from the one I mentioned earlier. Besides the doctors, a few other ones must register with the big number. You can find the list of them in the visa library article. Nurses, dentists, and pharmacists are among them. If your profession is not among the required occupations, you can work in the Netherlands without registering for the restricted big registration number. You must complete an application form and gather the supporting documents for the big register. You have to download the form, list of documents, and other information from the Ministry of Health, Welfare and Sport website. The link is in the description. After you complete the registration and get your big number, you must find an internship or training course in the Netherlands. It must be according to the instructions declared by the officials. You can search online for positions and persuade a registered independent physician to work with him or her. Are you wondering where to find internship positions? You can find a list of the websites that advertise job positions in the Netherlands from the visa library article. Send your resume and documents to convince the employer. Remember that when you get the job offer, you must sign an employment contract with the registered Dutch physician or company. It is part of the supporting documents for a work permit and a work visa. When you arrange the internship, you have to apply for a Netherlands work visa to move to the country. First, your employer must apply for a work permit, and then you as a doctor must apply for a work visa to the Dutch embassy in your home country. You can find out more about work visa from the visa library. When you get the work visa and enter the Netherlands, you can begin working. When your internship is over, you become a doctor. The process ends here. Now you must have some questions. Let's answer them. The first one is, how long does it take to move to the Netherlands as a doctor? The average time you have to wait to move to the Netherlands as a doctor could be 3 years. Remember that the recognition process is long and takes time until you pass all of the exams. You may not be able to pass all of the exams in 1 year and have to wait longer to take the next exam. You might not find available dates or seats for the exam as well. Also, the Dutch officials could ask for further supporting documents and the assessment process could take longer. Plus, all the time you have to wait, you must consider preparing for exams and passing them and becoming fluent in Dutch language. Part of the processing time is up to you. The sooner you get fluent in the language and pass the exams, the sooner you can move to the Netherlands. The next question you might have is whether you can work in the Netherlands without Dutch language proficiency. As I told you, the answer is a definite no. You must master the Dutch language and become fluent in it, every skills: writing, reading, speaking, and listening. You must show proof of language proficiency at the C1 level as well. Also, your recognition exams are in Dutch and English and you must pass all of them. So, master the language first and forget to skip the language proficiency. Speaking of language proficiency, do you need IELTS? You do not need an IELTS certificate, but you need English language proficiency besides Dutch. Most of your recognition exams are in Dutch, but some are in English. Also, you have to pass a test that proves your language fluency skills. If you have IELTS, you may become exempt from the English test. Now let's be honest. Everyone thinks about money. How much do you earn as a doctor in the Netherlands? Your salary is up to several factors: work experience, the city you work in, position you have, field of expertise, job title, and many more factors. Doctors are the highest paid job in the Netherlands. A doctor who has just graduated from the university can earn 4,000 to 6,000 euros per month. A licensed doctor can earn 12,000 to 20,000 euros per month. The amount is average and increases with your expertise and work experience. The Netherlands has one of the top healthcare systems in the world, so you can expect to earn higher than in the other European countries. Alright then, this was all you must know to immigrate to the Netherlands as a doctor. Do you have questions? Write them down in the comment section. The Visa Library team will answer them. Before you leave, like this video, hit the bell, and download the free PDF file that my team has prepared from the description. You should also follow the Visa Library on Instagram and Facebook to get the latest visa news and updates. Until the next video, thank you all for watching.